Hey guys, happy Wednesday. It's Hump Day. How appropriate. Today is Wednesday, October 16, 2019. It's the TED Show, and I'm super excited to have my amazing friend, the one and only Dan Pacheco, on the show today. What's up, Dan?
How's it going, Ted?
How's it going? It's going really good. So, we are doing the show on the TED Show page. So this is new. It's a new experience for me because I don't get to see everybody who's watching anymore. So it's fascinating. Patrick Brill's on. What's up, Patrick? Give us a thumbs up. Let us know you can hear us and see us. Urbanski's on. All right, so we know we're being heard and seen.
We're out there.
You know, I think you wouldn't know it's Dan because you can't see him through the glasses, but it's the
I've got a beard now.
You do have a beard.
I've been out in the woods for a while, in the wild, looking all feral and stuff, man.
Yeah, feral's a good word. I like that word. You're still young enough where there's no gray in that beard.
I've got some gray. I have
one hair.
Just for men.
Just for men. All right, so this is a big day. This is a big day for you.
Huge.
You've got a lot going on.
Huge.
You've had a lot going on. You've posted some stuff. Cryptic, kind of fun, kind of engaging. I liked all of it.
Thank you.
But before you dive into that, just tell the people who may not know you, I don't know, you're under a rock maybe, know who you are. Give them a teeny bit of background on you.
Yeah, man, my name's Dan Pacheco. I've been in real estate for about 5 or 6 years now. And my whole thing, as always, is just simply to really empower the individual and really get them comfortable with being themselves and not having to consolidate their personality into this little 8-ounce, grab and go consumption, right? I want people to really, again, find comfort in who they are, and then we work together on amplifying that, and that makes them more money, that makes them happier, more joy. Just everything gets a lot better once you fully become comfortable with who you are, because again, a strong brand will repel and also attract the right people.
Agreed.
Right?
And you're an author too.
I'm an author, yes.
You do a wolf cry.
Technically a best-selling author because I have one friend in London that agreed to download my book. But yeah, so it's really good.
That's my favorite.
And yeah, I do the wolf cry. Want to do it right now?
Sure, do it now. Perfect. I love that. All right, so you've made. Hey, what's up, Wyatt? Hey guys, thank you. Hey, Lindsay. So you and I met at, it was some event.
It was a YPN event.
It was YPN, yeah.
2 years ago.
And you were in white, I think.
Whoa!
Weren't you?
I didn't mean to, but yes, I was wearing.
Was that what you were? Okay, I knew you were in white.
Yeah.
I don't think there were any buttons buttoned on your shirt.
Again,
at that
man, that's
point,
my whole campaign. I'm trying to bring the male belly button back in fashion.
And we clicked right away because that's how Dan is. You got that energy. You were talking about attraction, so you want to find like-minded people. You want to hang out with people. You want to do business with people who have that same feeling. You can connect with them.
Always.
And sometimes in our industry or in any industry, it's very hard to find people like that. People have their walls up. It's difficult. Well, Dan has no walls up at all, as you can imagine. All right, so you're going through a metamorphosis, or you've made change, or making a change.
Yeah. And,
so that's the big deal. You were talking about the evolution of Orlando real estate. So before you make your announcement, talk a little bit about why you came up with that title.
Sure. So, for those of you, I've been, like I said, in real estate for a little while now. I was with a really excellent brand for almost 2 years here locally, and we were able to do a lot of really great things together. We developed one another, and it was a lot of great fun. But it came to a point to where it was time for me to take a flight, right? Stretch the legs, go out there, like I said before, in the wild and see what could happen.
Leave the pack.
Yeah, exactly. Which was, it was a difficult thing to do, man, because those agents that I worked with, they were some of the best people, let alone agents, that I've ever met, right?
Right.
And again, we did a lot of really amazing and immaculate things together. So I'm forever grateful for that. And I want, if any of them are watching this right now, I want you to know that I still consider us to be a part of the same pack. And I love you guys so much, because it was never about what I did or anything. I didn't give you anything, and I won't give anyone anything. What I do is just help people simply uncover what's already inside of them. So the things that we did together, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of it, all of you out there. So with that said, I took a huge leap. It was super, I just say scary, man.
Of course it's
I
scary.
always have, try to have a few aces in the back pocket and know how things roll out, but it had that spiritual feeling, like, you know what, man, just take a leap and see what happens. So I decided to make that move and leave, the former brand that I was with without really knowing where I was going. And then with like 3 days late, within the next 3 days after that, I guess the word had gotten out pretty quickly. And
it's a small town, brother.
It gets smaller every day, man. Had a pretty big influx of not people just asking, hey, what's going on? What's happening? I heard you left. But actual like job offers, like without even having an interview. And that to me was without even having to leave like my Calvin Klein's. Like that was an amazing, like crazy Calvin thing, Klein's. Man. And a lot of them were from people that I would never have expected to hear from. We had a lot of big box brands out there. We had a lot of, smaller boutique ones. We had even, title and mortgage, all these outside entities saying, hey, we've been watching you come do your thing, with us.
That's the key right there, what you just said. People watch other people.
Right.
So the energy that you put out in the community and into the world and into your team and how you're building yourself and your brand and their brands, people are paying attention to that because so much positivity that you put out there.
And I've got to tell you, I would say, some of them were at one point a hashtag non-Dan fan. But those some of the first ones that came calling. But listen, I get it. Like it's business, right? It's business all the way. So just the fact that all these people, expressed interest in just entertaining the idea of me working with them or for them, man, like, it means so much because I just said, things are our business. And I get how that works out and rolls out, but I really do believe there's so much more personality and emotion in business than we want to really acknowledge.
Agreed. And
if someone is running their own business, they've started this own business, it's just like art. It's an extension from within inside of them. They created whatever it is, that their business is, right? And to want me to be a part of that is effectively saying, please, like, come in, like I'm inviting you into me.
Right.
And that I see it that way, and that was such like a humbling thing, and also a really inspiring thing to know that when you do take chances, and when you go to the places that are unexpected, that's typically where you find exactly what you want. So I said it in a caption, right? Whatever you want is likely in those places that are unexpected, because if they weren't, then you'd likely already have it, right? You know where to go to get it. So that's been the journey over the last 2 weeks now, I think, ish.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's gone by really quickly, but
I got asked a lot of questions about you. I'm honored that you're coming on the show and announcing.
Well, Ted, where else would this be?
I don't know. I'm so honored. It's awesome.
Yeah, you've always given me a good platform. You've always been very, very good to me and the agents that I've worked with. I relaunched my book on your show. We had a record-breaking announcement when I, brought on a whole team and 8 other excellent individuals, all announcing here. So this was a no-brainer for me to say, you know what, there's only one place for me to share this news, because again, man, this is a tight-knit tapestry, as you said, in Orlando real estate. We are all together, though we might have different colors on. We're all one, man. One, that's all it is. We're moving forward together. That's how I see it.
So good morning, Susan, and hi. I can't see who that was, but sending love out to everybody who's been commenting. So tell us, you had to go through the process. Mm-hmm. So now, how did you make your decision?
It's actually a really beautiful and poetic thing. Okay, so when I made the announcement that I was leaving, and I wasn't even really able to make that big of an announcement. It just happened fast, right?
Yeah.
I won't say a lot, but some agents chose to move on with their careers as well and explore their options with the different brands. And so they were, once they were with a different place, that means that I could talk to them, because we all know how, NDAs and contracts go. And again, it's business, it's expected.
Right.
But once I found out they were with a different brand, I'm like, oh, where are you going? And well, Dan, we're with this new place. It's I've loved it, from the get-go. I was with you because I liked you, but now we're over here, and you've got to come talk to this guy, come talk to these people. I'm like, well, where is it? Just tell me, where is it? And they told me. And I'm like, all right, well, that's actually funny, because back in the days of, again, when I was with the other brand, I went on, I think, like 5 or 6 appointments with agents from this brand, and I wasn't able to pull a single one of them. And they're like, Dan, you're really cool. I could see how my career could be great over there with you, but I just really love my broker, right? I'm like, all right, well, that's crazy, because, was able to attract agents from salaried models, from 100% models, from traditional models. I mean, it wasn't a thing. But the fact that I couldn't have any movement whatsoever with these agents, and now the agents that I was already with that went over there, that's just so much more attraction and interest for me.
Sure.
What's so good over here, right?
Why are they loyal? Why are they staying?
Right.
Culture, obviously.
Right. Because I mean, listen, I think we're in a race right now to, for 100%, models and to drive our commission down to 0%, right? I mean, it's you're going in polar opposites right now. It's a crazy thing. So it's not about the money. It's really about a true resonating culture, and it's seriously a movement. It's a movement. It's not just a place that, again, whenever you say, hey, why should I entertain coming over to your brand? Oh, we have great culture and tools. And then you just move on. Well, everyone says great culture and tools, right? But what are they? Let me see, a P&L. Let me see proof of what's really happening right here, right? And so I will tell you, Ted, that I have decided to go with an independent brand. An independent brand. I've always been indie. I've known that about me, but I don't know why I wasn't with an independent brand before, because at this point, I feel so much more empowered. I feel so much more me, right? And again, always thank your exes. It's a beautiful thing what we've done together, but now it's fully time to really be what I'm about, vanquishing the evils of real estate and amplifying the impacts of the righteous individuals out there. Because there is a movement. And this is what I want to start doing today, all right? Because this isn't me starting it, this is me amplifying it further, being a part of it, giving my time and energy to this, because I do believe that Orlando is going to be known as an independent town when it comes to real estate in the next 2 years.
I love it.
I believe that so strongly, so strongly. So, I mean, you have brands, when you hear the word independent or boutique brokerage, right? It can be weaponized from the big boxers that, well, it's really just kind of a team, right? Not really a brokerage, because they don't have the dollars and the technology and the tools and the resources that we do on a global scale kind of thing. And I mean, sometimes that's true, right? Sometimes you have a boutique brokerage and they just have a really cool office. They have a French bulldog running around and they got a killer espresso machine, right? But that's where it stops sometimes, right? But there's another side of things, a whole new side of things. You have brokerages around here like Mainframe or House Real Estate, right? That are redefining what it is to be a truly independent entity while still supplying their agents what they need to sustain and grow their business. And, the decisions are made so much faster with more thought behind it. It's so much more locally specialized. It's not like, hey, you know what? We have 10 billion agents across the country, so here's the 4 or 5 things that will be good for everyone. When you get to that methodology, like you lose it in the enterprise of the white labeling, right? So independent is where it's at.
And for somebody like you, well, for a lot of people, they just don't know. So being independent doesn't mean that you're not going to get the things that you need. Actually, being independent, we haven't spilled the beans yet, Wendy. She's like, did I miss it? Spill the beans. But I think being independent, being somewhere where the decisions can be made so much more quickly,
based off of the agents that make that group up,
I love
right?
that.
Not just the ones that are out there that have done it, 60 years ago. It's what's happening right now. It's what's happening right now. So I don't know, Tish, should we say?
So where are we at? It's time, I think. I think it's time to tell.
So after a few years of knowing of this brand, after agents that just simply freaking love it over there and love the people that run it, and after my agents recruited me, I have officially decided that I am joining Preferred Real Estate Brokers, PRB, baby.
PRB, there it is,
At this point, I want to introduce you to my new pack leader.
Surprise guest, surprise.
Jose.
Hey, everybody.
Jose Fleming, what's up? I'm so happy to have you on the show,
These
Jose.
faces look good
Wow.
together.
Look at it.
My
See,
first
it's
Facebook
good.
Live, actually.
First Facebook Live, right? So this is awesome. So you made your decision. I love all the reasons you made the decision, but let's ask Jose, what was it about Dan that was attractive, that you thought would be a great fit for PRB?
Well, I'm sure as a lot of people know that, the second I met Dan, he had lots of energy and with
Just
lots
a
of
little
excitement.
bit.
Yeah. And I'm always trying to grow the brand that I have and provide as much value as I can to our agents. And I've got to maintain a relationship with every single agent that I hire. I know about their business, I know their names, I know their families, and after a while, once you get so big and you add so many agents to your brand, you still need to maintain that relationship, but I'm only one person.
Right.
So I need to bring somebody like Dan in who can have that same connection with people right off the bat and just show them and provide them so much more value to their business, but still care about who they are as the individual and just make them feel like it's worth going on every day in their business, because real estate can be a lonely business.
Very lonely
It's
business.
tough. Some people just naturally do very well, but then other people need that constant, you can do it, just keep going. You just need to go a little bit further and just maintain the principles and practices that we teach you with your business. And he brings a lot of great ideas to the table. And when you talk to him, you can just know he has a genuine interest in the people that he does business with.
1,000%.
Yeah.
But that says a lot about, so it was a process, right? You had to go through a process. Look, you just don't make these decisions like overnight. You have a lot of things you have to do, not just on Dan's side, but on Jose's side. You got to figure it out. Is it a good fit? Is it a good match? Does it make sense? Is the energy what I want? Dan's a lot of energy, all positive, but a lot of energy, right? So do you need that? Do you want that? How is that going to work in your culture? So I love the fact that you are open to that, and obviously that says a lot about the culture that you've created, Jose.
Absolutely. And what I've told Dan too is, we're an independent brand. I'm the broker and owner. So a lot of times if I see the market around me changing, or I see that we need to make changes at a certain office that we have 3 different locations around Central Florida, I could simply make an adjustment to adjust to that market or that area's needs or those agents' needs in that office.
Right.
And of course, as long as he and I are on the same page and he has a relationship with them, he could come and bring that to me and say, hey, Jose, this is the vibe that I'm getting over here. This is what the agents need. And if we just make that adjustment, I think everybody will be really happy. So I'm really fortunate to have somebody that can go out there and bring me back the information directly from the agents. Because, a lot of times in this business, agents may feel something or want to say something, but it's very hard for them to come to me directly if they have maybe something, some criticism.
Right.
But
sure.
If there's somebody out there that they can talk to and he could bring that to me, I'm more than happy to make the change instantly if I have to, just because the agent is my customer. I work for the customer.
Correct.
So
important.
Without the agent, nothing exists.
Right.
So I'm a servant for the agent, so they have to realize that I work for them.
I love that because
Yeah.
I think it's also so I had a similar experience moving to Freedom because nobody knew what to do with me. My energy's different. I'm 900 years old. I know everybody in town. I did not want to do the things that traditional mortgage companies wanted me to do. And so you have to have the insight, the forethought, the creativity in your culture and in your thought process to hire and bring on someone who's going to go out there and use their talents, which Dan has a lot of, and use their talents in the way that makes sense for both of you, rather than just trying to pigeonhole him into this is what you do because that's how all of our people do it.
Correct.
Right?
And I told him, I'm like, just do your thing. Do
your thing. You do you. I get that a lot from Brandon and Jimmy.
And I met a lot of, I met a lot of other agents too, or I talked to a lot of different agents even outside of my fold, and I said, what do you think about Dan Pacheco? And then immediately they get a smile in their face and they're like, oh, and everyone has a story to tell, but it's usually like a good outward initial response, and then that's enough for me.
Positivity is so important
Absolutely.
in any business, but certainly when you're building relationships and you're trying to build up your, not just your brand, but your integrity in the community, people who respect you, who want to do business with you. So as you're saying those things, I'm thinking the same thing. Like when somebody mentions Dan, I immediately either laugh about something that we've shared, or I'm so enamored and respectful of the people that he engages, and I've watched him interact with the other realtors and people in the community, and so that's what you want. You want to get that response from people, and I think that's very forward thinking of you to realize that and recognize that and then bring that on, because it's a lot to bring somebody on like Dan. That's a compliment, by the way. Or a Ted, or someone that is outside of the normal way we think about doing business in our industry. And so I absolutely love that. All right, so what's next? What's the official? Do we have an official date? Are we here? Are we just announcing, and then have you started? I don't know any of this, so tell me where we're at.
Well, officially Monday, he's going to get to work, and he's going to be visiting our different offices
Love it.
and visiting with each of our agents to just figure out, how he can bring value to their business or what it is they're lacking, or to find something deep down inside of them that he could kind of put a lasso around and really bring to the surface and say, you need to expose this energy that you have about you, or this talent or skill that you possess, and bring that into your real estate business. You can have fun with it. It doesn't have to be what everybody thinks real estate's supposed to be.
Correct.
You only have to please the people that will do business with you.
And that's the
you don't
best
have to please
thing,
everyone.
is that everyone out there on planet Earth either needs a place to live or knows someone that needs a place to live. We're in the right industry, everybody, is what I'm trying to say, right?
I agree.
So if we're doing it the same way, we're just elbowing each other in the face to make a little difference, right? Be you, and again, everyone has their own audience, and
It's true.
you only want to work with people that really want to work with you, because that's only when you get referrals, right? And I've said this before, it's tips, right? That's essentially what a tip is for a realtor, right? Referrals. But imagine, and I've said this before on the Mario Show, Ted Show, everywhere. Anyone wants to talk to me about this? Where's your favorite place to go eat, guys?
Who, me?
Yeah.
My favorite place, it used to be called Houston's, now it's called Hillstone.
Oh, okay.
I mean, other than the Citrus Club, I love you, Citrus Club.
I personally like Chatham's.
Okay, cool.
I love
All right, so
Chatham's.
imagine
Great
we're in each of those places, right? And the server walks by and checks on us, refills our water, or let's be real, bourbon or White Claw, and they're like, "Oh, hey, by the way, I love tips." And then 2 minutes later they come by, "Is everything okay, y'all? Hey, by the way, I'm never too busy for a tip, right?" We're just get out of here, right?
Yeah.
So that's what happens. That's what a lot of realtors do. Now, again, there's a proper time to remind people that referrals are great and appreciated, but we shouldn't have to be begging for it every single time. We should be inspiring them, right? And you only get referrals when you work with people that like you and you like them. We shouldn't be fighting for one check out of one person. We should be seeing down the road, because again, thank you, Mothership NAR. They do the studies and surveys, and every one person in your CRM leads to 34 potential transactions in an 8-year cycle based on the referral and return business. So let's go after that 34. I said that one, y'all.
Y'all. All right, so
idea.
you heard it here first. PRB, Jose
Yes.
Fleming, Dan Pacheco. Am I saying this right? Pacheco, right?
I don't even know.
And we're so glad and fortunate to have Dan on our team, and I can't wait for him to bring his energy into the offices and just really give agents a new, fresh outlook and approach to the business, which the industry as a whole desperately needs.
Agreed.
But I understand that. I get that. The same thing, day in, day out. Rinse, wash, repeat over and over again. It becomes very mundane and very old and boring. Breathe some life into this business, which it desperately needs at this point.
I love it.
And I've got to tell you that Jose, just being around the offices, in and out, seeing the agents interact and what they do, and the environments that you and your team and your pack have created, it's not really found anywhere else out there. You have agents that are technically competing against each other, that are open sourcing their ideas, at the little cafe bar you have in your Metro West office, or the room in Claremont or Lake Nona. They're out there hanging out, laughing with each other, getting back to work here and there, laughing again. They're having a really good time.
Correct.
And that breeds so much, again, just that pack mentality, because again, we're individuals, right? Therefore, we should be treated as individuals and approach ourselves with that same majesty and that approach, right? If you're approaching real estate like real estate, you're probably a little bit behind, right?
Correct.
So, Jose, thank you so much for creating this, not just opportunity for someone like me to come in, but also the environment and the culture that you and your team have, again, created all in all. So this is why I'm saying Orlando in 2 years will be known nationally as an independent town. All you out there that are part of that wave, there's so many amazing things that are happening right now that I'm so excited. I normally have words and articulation. I'm having a hard time right now.
He's
with
excited.
That.
Yeah.
But seriously, it's Indy's where it's at, everybody. So thank you all so much. Thank you again.
Hey, we're glad to have you, Dan, and thank you, Ted, for letting
Absolutely.
us.
Thank you guys for announcing it here.
Absolutely.
Look, Dan Pacheco, Jose Fleming, PRB. Guys, check it out. And check out Dan. You love him. We all love him. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll be back later on at 1 o'clock. See you.
See you later.
Mwah.
Take care. Thank
See
you, everybody.
Bye.